Doctrine and Covenants 109. It's so hot right now. You were just talking about how President Nelson brought it up last year, that it's been mentioned over and over again since we bought Kirtland Temple. So I just said, I got the intro. We're doing it.
And you just press record. I mean, we were still trying to figure out what exactly we were going to say, but this is it. One take and one take only.
DNC 109, so nice for posting it twice. That was the alternate.
Right.
That was the alternate. That was probably the better intro, to be honest.
That was my intro, so that the people know. That was what I came up with.
And I came up with Blue Steel.
I like it. That's a reference that's going to go over some people's heads.
That's a reference that should go over people's heads.
It should go over people's heads. Yeah.
Okay. Here's what we're doing. We're taking the easy way out today. Because last year we posted a Gospel Mysteries video on Doctrine and Covenants section 109. And we did that because in the April conference last year, President Nelson asked everyone to study 109. So we did. Mm-hmm. And it was probably the video that has done the best on our channel. For some reason, after President Nelson told everyone to study it, like the algorithm really picked it up and spread it out, and it was a lot of fun for us. So we thought, Come Follow Me's doing here. That video was very successful. We already had it all planned out, had a really good conversation about it. So what I'm going to attempt to do is we're recording this intro, but we're going to cut over to that video and we're going to repost that for all of our new listeners who maybe haven't had a chance to see that or want to review it now during the Come Follow Me 109 week.
And we might just add that obviously what we recorded last year was strictly section 109. Obviously this week includes section 110 as well, which we don't want to undercut or sell short. And that's an awesome lesson.
Well, it does talk about Jesus's hair being white as snow with fiery eyes, which is pretty awesome.
Which is pretty awesome. So we hate not to give that its due. and
like the fact that like Christ appeared in the temple and accepted it and then sent messengers to reveal priesthood is probably the coolest part of this whole thing.
That probably is the coolest part. But that was the outgrowth of and the blessing of the saints actually having done the thing. They dedicated, they consecrated, they gave all that they could to build the temple.
Is that how we refer to the covenant path now? They doing the thing?
They did the thing, man. They actually executed on what they were supposed to do. And it's so funny because so many of the chapters that we've been doing leading up to this section 109 and section 110 here, they were all in preparation for the temple being built. And then it's actually happened. Like it's actually come to pass. And we see now the benefit and the blessing of it. Joseph consecrates or dedicates the temple in section 109, and the beautiful prayer that's offered, the blessings that are pronounced during that prayer. And then obviously section 110, when Christ himself manifests himself in the temple, and not just to Joseph, by the way, but Oliver bears witness of this as well, and that he accepted it. And that it was sufficient, not perfect, not everything that Christ intended for the saints to receive, but it was accepted nonetheless.
Thank you for watching. If you found this content spiritually enlightening, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Like the gospel, these little things make all the difference, and it helps the algorithm push out better content for everyone to enjoy on YouTube.